Joe Kleen Southern Hospitality, February 9th, 1995. Not surprisingly, a plane bound to St. Kitts in the middle of February was full. The three Kleen boys and their brides were clustered together over the wing with Justin, Kelsey, and Phil occupying seats A through C in row 13, Courtney in 13D, and Misty and Joe in 14B and C respectively. Nice that I get the aisle seat and you get the middle this time. It's nice to be able to stretch my legs out. Oh, come on, Joe. You know you like talking to Julia back there, Misty replied. If I'd sat next to her, we probably wouldn't have said boo to her. Joe smiled, snorted, and conceded. Yeah, funny, isn't it? We grew up, 60 miles away from each other, but you are definitely a New Yorker. Funny how where we're born can influence so much. You think I'm a New Yorker, but you ain't seen nothing, really. I'm tame compared to most people from the city. Pretty wild for me. Next to perfect, I'd say. Har har, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, hate to say it, but it's nice to get away from work. I'm really looking forward to April and starting my new job. I think things are going to go really well with Consolidated. Kelsey turned her head to the right and looked back at Joe and Misty. That's right, you're signed on to a new company too, aren't you? That must be exciting. When do you start? It is, Misty replied. Consolidated has a much bigger Atlanta presence than does Cigna, so I should have a lot more opportunity. I think it'll be really good. What do you mean by two? Oh, nothing. Big reveal later. Forget I said anything. Using up your vacation time from Cigna? Yep, I earned it, so I'll use it. I'm set to start at CBS April 2nd, and I'm not sure when I'll have a week off after that. Think you miss your current job? I mean, how long have you been there? No, not at all. I mean, I'll miss some of the people, but I don't have anywhere to go. Plus, it's been pretty much the same for 8 years. It's time for a change. Plus, she preferred Todd Dale to Jim Donahue, Joe interjected. Todd was her old boss. Jim is a bit, let's say, unrefined, kind of crass. Yeah, but that isn't it. After 8 years with Cigna, I just feel like it's time to move on. I think Consolidated will be great. Actually, Kelsey, Joe added, her exact words to me were, it's time for a cool change. I know that it's time for a cool change. Now that my life is so prearranged, I know that it's time for a cool change. She did. Oh, you're doing song lyrics again, aren't you? Who, me? Never, Joe replied with a wink. And they seem to see my potential more. I think Consolidated and I will work really well together. That's great. How about you, Joe? Miss teaching? Sometimes, but I like North Fulton better than Challenge Schwinn. Definitely more honest with customers. Well, that's good. This is giving me a crick in my neck. We'll catch up when we're on the ground. Sounds good. I've got a book to read anyway. What have you got? Something brand new by Bradbury, a graveyard for lunatics. Just came out. Reminds me a lot of Dandelion Wine. I'm thinking there's a shared character, but I haven't had a chance to check. Not my favorite so far. Science fiction? No, I don't think so. I'm not very far into it, but I'm not sure that there's any science fiction or magic in it. At first I thought there was, but I can't tell yet. I'll let you know. Kelsey brought her brows together. You do that, Joe, because you know I'm a huge fan of science fiction. Joe shook his head. Heathen, Philistine. I have another one in my suitcase, a biography about a science fiction author. Goody, Kelsey replied, turning back around in her seat. Joe took Missy's hands, brought it to his lip, and kissed it. This should be a great week, shouldn't it? Yeah, Joe. I'm really looking forward to it.